Hey, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining me to the replay viewers. Well, first and foremost, we do not own the rights to this music. Enjoy. But to our replay viewers, thank you so much for being here. Go ahead, share the broadcast. If you're here for the first time, put a 1 in the comments so we can show you some love. Not trying to put you on the spot, just want to love on you. That's all. And if not, go ahead and share the broadcast. I'm super excited to be here with you. For those who do not know me, I am Tisha Marie Johnson. I am speaker, Amazon bestselling author, and a whole lot of other stuff, relationship coach. And I'm super excited to be here with you. So let me just check a couple things, make sure I'm in the places I'm supposed to be in right now. Let me know if you can see me, hear me. Say hello so I can say hello back. Just want to make sure all is well in social media land. So again, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time to be here. Listen, it's National Let It Go Day. So we're going to talk about some things that you absolutely must let go. What is it that you need to let go of? I'm sure you can think of a thing or two, even if it's an old pair of socks or some paperwork that you've been holding on to for a long time. Yeah, I know it's something. Come on, don't leave me out here by myself. I'm going to share some of the things that I need to let go of as well, so you are not alone. Listen, I'm never here because I have arrived and I have made it. Listen, I'm still on my journey. So, healing is a choice. Healing is a process. Getting to where you want to be and who you want to be is a process, but I'm super excited to be able to share that with you. Thank you, Coach Tamara J. I appreciate you being here, sis. Thank you so much. It's a journey, and I'll be the first person to tell you that you shouldn't do it alone in your journey. I mean, even if you know what to do. Listen, I was experienced and skilled in helping people with damaged emotions, but guess what? I still had to get some help myself. So you need some help and you need some support along the way. And I'm here to help you with that. So again, welcome and thank you so much for being here. If you're here for the first time, put a 1 in the comments. Just want to love on you. And if not, go ahead and share the broadcast. Somebody needs to be a part of this conversation. So again, thank you so much for being here and welcome. I'm going to share this in a couple more spots. Give me 1 second. And then we'll get started. So National Let It Go Day. I became aware of this last year and I thought, what better way to celebrate love and healing and all of that than to celebrate the day, which is called for you to actually let some things go. I don't know about you and where you are in your journey. Listen, it is June 23rd. So we are halfway through the year, about to enter into the latter half of 2021. And I don't know about you. I've been waiting on some things to open up. I've been waiting on some things. Good evening. I've been waiting on some things to happen. I've been believing for some exciting things, and some exciting things have absolutely happened for me thus far. And we're just getting started. So as you transform, as you move forward in your life, there's just some stuff that you got to let go of. Listen, I don't have it on my list, but I'm going to write it down because we really need to talk about it in just a few minutes. I'm so glad that came up for me, but I'm going to share with you 10 things plus a bonus or two, 10 things that you need to let go of right away, like right now. Like, you want to move forward, whether you're moving forward into a job situation or a relationship or whatever it is. There are just sometimes some things that we have to really let go of. And I'm going to share and intertwine in these 10 things. I'm going to share some of my journey with you as well. Some things that I've let go, some things that I've been holding on to for a very long time. And I'm happy to say that yes, I have let some things go. And I'm also going to share with you some things that I haven't let go. Can anybody feel like being transparent and vulnerable tonight? Well, that might not be what you want to do, but I'm here to tell you. I'm going to share a few things, just because, again, I don't want you to think I'm here, I got it all together. No, I'm still working on some things. I'm very much a work in progress, and I make no apology about it, because we all are. If we be honest, we're all a work in progress. And if you're not, that means that you're not progressing. You're not trying to change. You're not trying to transform. So what are we talking about? What are we having a conversation about? But for me, I know my one word, and you'll see this on my profile, and you'll hear me talk about it. My one word for 2021 is becoming. I'm becoming everything that I was created to be. I'm becoming the best version of me. I'm becoming, not having arrived. Can I put that in? Because some people will come and hear a snippet and run with it. No, I'm not here to suggest that I've arrived, that I got it all together. Very much working on some major areas of my life as well. But working on some things, because yes, in 2021, I want to become everything that I'm meant, purpose, and destined to be. So again, welcome and thank you so much. Hey, Ebony Nicole, thank you for being with us again. Hey, Coach Tamara J, thank you for joining us. Please share the broadcast if you have not done so already. Hey, on YouTube. Hey, you guys across Facebook land, thank you so much for being here. So let's get this started. So the first thing on the list, and I think it's very appropriate, you won't be surprised. Whatever you do, you must let go of, hear me, the part of fear that's holding you back. Now, fear is always going to be with you. Please understand that. I think, let me tell you who, to me, are the bravest people on the planet. I feel like firemen are the bravest people on the planet. People who rush into, not without training, not without the necessary equipment, but they rush into a living, unexpected thing. Listen, you got to be a special kind to do something like that, because your girl ain't doing nothing like that. Okay. But so I'm saying that to say that fear is always going to be with us, as it relates to life. There may always be something that, okay, I try to be careful with my words. So maybe you want to call it fear, hesitation, trepidation, gives you anxiety. Those things that makes you back up, those things that are on the list that you say, yeah, I'll get to that. Like, I have a friend who jumps out of planes, and I made no apology about it. Don't ask me. I ain't doing it. We're not jumping out of a plane unless we absolutely have to. And I don't plan on ever having to. Okay? So there are just some things that are always going to be present, and fear is one of those. So, for the person who is always telling you, oh, let your fears go, let your fears go. No, what you need to do, what you need to learn how to do is take your fear, allow it to fuel you forward, not make you step back, not make you shrink back, not make you let go of your goals. You need to allow your fear to fuel you. Like, seriously, whatever that thing is, whatever the area is, think of the worst case scenario in a situation and use that to make you get into action. Listen, I should be helping somebody. Thank you for the hearts. I see that. Hey, Sissy, thanks for joining. Hey, Tony. Allow that to fuel you. Listen, I'm at a place, and I ain't ashamed to say, hey, Judy. I ain't ashamed to say 53 and fabulous, honey. Yes, yes, indeed. I know I don't look it, but there are some things on the table that if I don't look at the worst case scenario and use that to fuel me into action, it's gonna be a bad situation. I don't want anybody. And you gotta just understand how my mind works. Like, I think anything is possible. I do. Anything is possible. With the Lord, anything is possible. And so I believe that you can live a long, healthy life just because it was part of your generation or your family history doesn't mean that it has to be a part of you. I believe that with the necessary action being fueled into action, as well as confessing, as well as taking the word as your partner, as well as believing that you receive it from the Lord. Hello, somebody, that family history thing doesn't have to be a part of your life. There are things such as generational curses that can stop with you. There's some things in the bloodline that don't have to move forward if you do your part. So allow the fear of what the worst case scenario, the thing that could happen, to cause you to say, hey, I need to do something different. Now, there's some things that I need to do different. And especially the way things have changed over the last year and a half, definitely there's some things that I need to do different. I feel, and shout out to my sister Judy, while I feel I was amazing on the stage, I looked amazing. My stylist hooked me up. The girl that does my hair, the young lady that does my hair, she hooked me up. The makeup artist, all of that. While I looked amazing, I was like, "Ooh, child, you a little bit fluffy. I need you to fix that." Okay, and so what does that mean? That means that I need to look at the worst case scenario of that situation and say, "Hey, what about that ending is going to cause you to move into action?" So let it go. Let your fear that causes you to stay stuck, let it go. Number two, put a 2 in the comments if you are with me. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to those who are new to me broadcasting. I know it's been a while. I normally come on Fridays, the last few Fridays. Woo, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been a wonderful thing. And so I had to, when I realized what the date was, I was like, oh my goodness, it's National Let It Go Day. I have to go live and talk about this. So thank you so much for being here, and welcome. Thank you, Judy. So listen, the second thing that I want you to let go of is worry. Worry. Now I know some people are worry warts. They worry about the least little thing. I'm not the kind of person that jumps to conclusions. Now you might have me a little antsy. You might have me on the edge of my seat, but I try for the most part not to jump to a negative conclusion at the very least. And so worry, what are you worried about? What things? And listen, I get it. It could be a money situation. It could be a family situation. It could be a health situation. I get it. I understand. However, you have got to let go of worry. Why worry about something that you have no control over? Listen, it took me a long time to get here, but you can't control anybody else's actions. You can only control you. And if you think about sometimes in some areas how hard of a time you have with you and controlling your mouth, controlling your mind, controlling, the things that you do, you think about that and then you put that on somebody else, You have no control over what they do. You only have control over what you do. You have control over how you respond to what the said situation is. And so you gotta let the word go. Let the word listen. I remember a day. I used to get paid on Mondays. I remember a time when I hated, hated, hated. Did I say hated? I hated Mondays because I felt like as soon as the money hit the paycheck, the bank account, it was gonna be gone for whatever bill, whatever thing that was due. I hated Mondays. I had to let that go. You can't worry about it. Whew, we can go down that rabbit trail, but we will not. Listen, if it's a situation, now I'm not suggesting that I didn't have control over that situation because I did. It was all about perspective. It was all about changing my mindset and my heart regarding payday. I had to make it such that I wasn't turning it into a dread. I was blessed to even know that that next Monday, whatever that Monday was, that there was going to be something in the bank. Hello. Even if it had to be in a bank account with that already had a negative balance. Okay, I'm just talking about me because I had not had my life set up in such a way. Okay. You know, I'm just saying. But I couldn't worry. You will kill yourself. Worry will kill you. Worry is a part of stress. You will kill yourself. And let's talk about people. Man, you can't control somebody else's actions. You can give them the best advice. You can lead them to an ideal situation or outcome, but it's truly up to them to take the way. The saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Same with people. And I'm not saying people are horses. Though I've seen a few donkeys in my day. No, listen, you can give the best advice. You can pray. Y'all know my story. I prayed for the husband, pray that he would XYZ. You can pray till you blue in the face. But another person has their own will and you don't have control over it. So you have to be okay with another person, especially if they are an adult. You have to be okay with their personal choices and decisions. Now, control how you respond or react, but know that you don't have control. You put your opinion out there, you give great advice, you do all of that, and they do the opposite of what was discussed. You gonna stay up at night and they went to sleep? No. Relationship. You break up with somebody. It was a bad breakup, but you so worried about, ladies, what he doing and who he with. You up, you crying, you broke down, you toe up. He done moved on. Believe me, I'm not sharing this with you because I read about it. I'm sharing because I know about it. I've been there, done that, got the cookie and the t-shirt and the trophy. When another person decides that they no longer want to be with you, let it go. We ain't even on relationship yet, but I'm here to tell you, let it go. What are you holding on to? It ain't for the sake of the kids. Because if you want them to see you operating in a dysfunctional relationship so that they can pick up dysfunctional habits, more power to you. But why would you worry about a person who clearly has shown you they don't want to be with you? The worst thing that I could do was be worried about some man that done moved on No matter how long we were together, no matter how much I love them or they claim to love me, let me help you. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. I'm saying they're not you worth you worrying about. They make a decision that doesn't include you as far as relationship is concerned. Don't you lose not another sleepless night. Now I say it 10 more times before I take it back. Don't you lose not another night of sleep worrying about somebody who is not worried about you. Why are you worried about somebody who's not worried about you? Tell me why. But I love him. Yes, been there, done that. Yes, Judy. I love him. Baby, let it go. Please. I hate to see women, especially, I've never been a man, so I can't speak to that. But I hate to see women holding on to a relationship and the dude that moved on. He done moved on, got married. And you still ain't over it. Y'all got divorced. He done moved on with somebody else. You still ain't over it. Let it go, boo. Let it go, boo. Let it go. I'm not here to suggest that it's easy. It's not. But you do better letting it go, dealing with your pain, than staying in a situation or a state, holding on to a fallacy, holding on to a fantasy, holding on to somebody who ain't trying to hold on to you. I'm just talking about what I know. It's not worth it. You're wasting precious time. You're wasting time that you could be using to heal, getting in position for the one that's really going to love you. Let's talk about that. The one that's really going to love you the way you desire to be loved, but you're holding on to the hurt and the pain from the past. Still not there yet. Listen, number three. Again, thank you so much for being here. Judy said, so free once we really let it go and realize how much time we wasted. Okay. Man, listen. Let it go. Let it go. I remember holding on. And though I had set my expectation out there, they didn't want to meet it. But I'm still holding on to a relationship that wasn't holding on to me. Why? And why? Ridiculous. Let it go. Please and thank you. Let it go. It's not benefiting your children. It's not even benefiting you. It definitely isn't benefiting them, other than they might be in a situation where they're taking advantage of you. And so why would you let that happen? So let it go. Number three. And again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Please share this broadcast if you have not already done so. We're talking about 10 things that you have to let go of now. I want you to be prepared for the latter half of this year. And it starts with you letting some stuff go. For real. Number 3 is unresolved issues. Listen, it was my abandonment issues. It was my rejection issues. It was all of that caused me to make certain decisions about relationships that I should not have. So you got to deal with that unresolved stuff. Even if it's things that are like hard to deal with and things that you need to get help with. If there was sexual, physical, emotional abuse in your past, you've got to get yourself in a place where you can deal with that stuff, because those are the filters that are in front of you that are causing you to be in the relationships that you're in. Those are the things that, though you think you let it go, you think it's not affecting you, those are the things that lead your decision making. Because of my abandonment issues, I did things in relationships. I allowed things in relationships that should not have been. Yeah. It wasn't benefiting me, it's benefiting them. You allowing behavior and you allowing things and no. Deal with your unresolved issues. You've gotta, once you know what they are, and if you don't know what to do with them, please get some help. Now, maybe you can't afford to go to, listen, if you're in a job, you have EAP, start there. Be careful. Hear me. Be careful if you're in a, I'm going to just say religious institution or organization, of who you counsel with. And again, I'll say that 10 more times before I take it back. I know what I'm talking about. Be careful who you counsel with, because sometimes that puts you in an even worse space. Sometimes that makes other issues arise or puts you in a situation that you otherwise would not have had to be in. But I know, and I'm not speaking negative of every leader in religious institutions, because there are some great ones. But honestly and truly, here's the truth of it. Every pastor is not a counselor. Every pastor is not anointed to deal with everything. That's why there should be several gifts in the church. I know you want to believe that pastors to be all, do all, got it all. Not necessarily. Protect yourself and protect whoever else is involved. And get the help that you need, and it might not be there. Okay? If need be, pay for a therapist, pay for, some kind of way, find a resource that fits your budget, find a resource that's going to fit your comfort level. You might just be in a situation where you need a support group. You might be in a situation where you need a free program, whatever the case may be, so that you don't have to deal with something that's going to put you in an even worse condition or space. I appreciate your vulnerability and sharing. I can relate to some similar experiences. Absolutely. Even pastors are just human at the end of the day too. Absolutely. And so that's a whole Oprah that we ain't getting into, but I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. And if you don't know, then Uncle Google is your friend. Start there. Now, they may not provide you all the answers, but that might put you in a space where you know what to look for, or some of the things that should come along with what you need to help you through your process at the very least. And look, last but not least, if you just can't find anything, listen, reach out to me and I will try to support you in getting the help that you need, especially if it's something that I can't help you with readily myself. But definitely get help. There's nothing wrong with getting help. I don't know why people, especially of, my culture, who don't believe in getting help. You got to get help. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. So number 3 is unresolved issues. Number 4 is guilt. You have got to let go of your guilt. Another issue that can cause you pain, cause you to stay stuck, and if you're not careful, can cause physiological issues within your body. If you are experiencing things that all of a sudden, which really it isn't, all of a sudden you're dealing with high blood pressure, or you're dealing with low blood pressure, or you're dealing with headaches, migraines, it's probably because you haven't let go of some things. Guilt being one. I felt so bad about my situation, the relationships, the divorces that I've been through. I carry that heavy weight of guilt. I carried it in such a way that I oftentimes didn't have conversations with people about it. Listen, it took so long for me to get to this point. It took a long time for me to get to the point to write the book. And even when I wrote the book, I tried to skate around it. My publisher would tell you I really tried to skate around, really, really honestly putting my story out there, because I was number 5 is shame. I was ashamed. I was carrying that guilt and that shame, that guilt and that shame. And they are brother and sister. They go hand in hand. The guilt of, here you are, you're a leader, you're a minister in the church, you divorced. First of all, how you get divorced again? Just the shame of that. Can we be honest? There's shame that's upon women that men don't have to experience. A man can marry, but a woman? Oh yeah, nah. You're a woman that, you should never be in that situation. You're a woman, You didn't know better. You're a woman. That guilt and that shame will leave you in a bad place, not just emotionally, but physiologically. It can affect your health and well-being. And that's not something that we want to be a part of our history, or herstory, as I heard one brother say the other day. That doesn't have to be a part of your story. Let go of that guilt. Let go of that shame. Listen, all have sinned, what the Bible say. All have sinned and fallen short. You're not going to make every decision correctly. You're not going to do everything right. You're not gonna, as wonderful as you are, and even as, listen, y'all, even knowing some of the stuff that I knew, can I just say, I ain't ashamed to say, when I got married the last time, I was not supposed to. I broke my own rules. And it was the guilt of that. It was the shame. Here you are again. Really? Oh, you just need to go sit down somewhere. Nah, you just doing too much. And it held me back. And guess what? Self-inflicted, but it made me stay in a relationship longer than I needed to. I stayed in that relationship too long. I really did. And lost a lot. I lost a lot. OMG, I lost a lot. Staying too long at the wrong place. Guilt and shame will cause you to stay in a relationship you know you shouldn't be in a situation you know you should have got out of. But what? Well, I don't want to have to go back and tell the people I messed up again. I don't want to have to go back and tell the people. I don't want to have to go back and tell my family. Man, do not allow guilt or shame to cause you to stay in no job, no church, No relationship. Do not allow that to cause you to stay in a toxic situation, a place that you know you have no business being in. Please and thank you. Hey, Miss Cora. Number 6. Number 6. Definitely stay way too long. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Too long. I did. Oh my goodness. And okay, can we talk about like the spiritual ramifications? I talk about where I am. Part of that relationship was to keep me distracted from really operating in my purpose. So you have to understand that the enemy is very cunning. He don't sleep. He don't slumber. He is on his job. And though he may seem far from you now, oh, he just strategizing, trying to see how he can come at you and get you off track again. And so that's what it was. He was like, oh, let me hit her here, because I know this is gonna affect her. And so, we can play games with her for a little while longer. So do not allow guilt or shame. I don't care if it's the worst case situation or scenario. Don't let that. You'll be redeemed. And if people don't accept you back, there's somebody who will. Listen, your pain has purpose. That was my message June 12th. There's so much purpose in your pain. Somebody needs to know what you've been through so they can know that they can make it through it, or they can get out of it, or that there's life after that situation. So don't allow guilt and shame to cause you to stay in a place that you shouldn't be in. Number six. This is huge. Number 6. And if you here with me, you're tracking with me, put a 6 in the comments for me. Again, thank you so much for being here. For those who are here for the first time, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. For those who do not know me, I'm Tisha Marie Johnson, and I'm super excited. We're here having this conversation on National Let It Go Day, because I know that there's some things that I need to let go of still. And I want you to consider some things to let go of as we enter into what's about to be the second half of this year, 2021. Yes, thank you so much. There's some things that you just got to let go of, and let's start today. Let's start today, and let's start together. Number 6, can you let go of other people's opinions and other people's expectations? Like, for real. I lived, to a degree, for the opinions of others. That wasn't an all-out people pleaser. But there were certain people that I wanted to get an atta girl from. There were certain people that I wanted to be able to say, oh, she's so lovely. She's so wonderful. She's doing such a good job. She's this, she's that. Living my life according to other people's expectations, other people's opinions. Listen, when you're young, now you should adhere, as long as it's good advice, you should adhere to the advice of, and I don't know what it looks like in school nowadays, but I've heard of stories where teachers have said some crazy stuff to students. If I was a parent, I probably would lose it. You telling my child that they're only gonna be this, that, or the other. No, anybody. So as you're let me continue that thought. As you are younger, yes, you lean to others to kind of get direction, to try to get some guidance so that your life can start on the right path. But if you was like me, you took life on your own terms. Not necessarily the greatest example, but one thing I can say, my friends went to college, they got degrees. I had degrees in life. I was out there working, paying bills, paying rent. I was out there doing it. And I don't have regrets about that because I learned a lot. While they were then getting married, having babies, and experience life, I had already been out there 4, 5, 6 years. You know, I just was that adventurous kid. I was the one that was out there. But you, at a point, you have to get to the mindset where you're living your life for you. I wish I hadn't cared what others said or thought. Yes, because when you put that in front of you, it will lead you around the mulberry bush, as I say, or it'll leave you in a place where they're happy and you're miserable. That's not the purpose of life either. You should be at a place where you're living life. Can I say on your own terms? You're living life in such a way that you're walking in purpose. Still doesn't mean that every decision is going to be a great one, but you're walking in purpose because in life there are lessons. I can definitely say why I stand firm as a relationship coach is because I made a lot of mistakes. I learned a lot of stuff. Lessons. They're lessons that you learn in life, but you're going to learn them anyway. Don't allow somebody to force your hand. Don't allow somebody to make you live according to their standard. My mother taught me very well. I serve a God, not trying to please no one else but myself and my God. Absolutely. That is a great thing. But I can be honest with you and say that although I knew, there's 3 things I always knew. If you were there on June 12th, you heard me say, I knew that I always wanted to be a wife, a mother, and do something for God. So even with the thing for God, it's taken me years to figure that out. So that's amazing that you knew that you had to please God. And in my way, I was doing what I thought I needed to do to please God. Not, again, not the model of excellence, but in my heart, loving him, wanting to please him, wanting him to be proud. That was the one person I wanted to be proud of me. But I can admit that I spent a lot of days in regret, a lot of days in condemnation, but he's not giving us that spirit. It's the enemy that causes you to stay in condemnation about what you've done or what you didn't do, which is not good either. It's a trick and tactic of the enemy to keep you far away from your purpose. Your life has purpose. You have work to do, no matter what it is. It could be, in the educational system, or it could be, in corporate. It could be as an entrepreneur. It could be as a mother. There are many ways in which you can live your life in purpose, and everybody has a different one. So it's necessary for us to get to the point to where we're not living according to other people's opinions. Now, the Bible does say there is safety amongst counselors. So I do believe that you should have counselors, and you should have those who are able to speak into your life in a positive way to lead you. But ultimately, listen, I've had mentors and coaches that have said you should do A, B, C, and D. And I was like, yeah, that's not what I'm sensing is the best for my life. That's not what I'm sensing that I need to be doing in this moment. You've got to know. And that's where, your personal relationship with the Lord comes in. You got to know the voice. He said, you know his voice, and another you won't follow. So sometimes even in that circle, not to say that they have ill intent, but sometimes if what they're giving is not exactly where you should be, y'all work that out, how that plays out. But I probably shouldn't bring that up. But I've had conversations about people who said, well, no, I think you should be doing this. And I was like, absolutely not. I know that's not where I'm supposed to be in this season. Now, it was good for last season, but we ain't in that season no more. The season has changed. And so I've got to do what he said do. And that's what I'm going to do. And it ain't always comfortable. Can I just say sometimes it's very lonely when you have to make those kinds of decisions about your own life. So don't feel bad about that when it doesn't go with the flow of other people. So let go of other people's opinions and their expectations of your life. Now, for the person that's like, but I'm married, and so okay, I'm gonna let and that's not what I'm saying. Now, if you're in a covenant relationship, I trust that y'all have had a whole lot of conversations about where you all's life is going to go. I feel like we should be on the same path. We don't have to be doing the same thing, but we should be walking this walk of life together. Nah, Miss Cora, I know you've been married a long time, so you can certainly correct me if I'm wrong. Different, what do I want to say? Different purpose, but we're able to walk the same path together because we're walking together. So yeah. So don't go saying the lady on the live said, no, I didn't say that. Number seven. And again, I appreciate you being here. Share the broadcast if you have not done so. Number 7, you let it go. Somebody say, I will let go. Come on, say it with me. I will let go of all my excuses. The score say, yes, indeed. I will let go of all my excuses. Number 7, you got to let go of your excuses. And I say that not to you. I'm saying that to me. Tisha, why would you walk one day out of the month and not any others? Hey, sis. Thanks for joining, Denise. Let go of the excuses. Why? But I'm tired. But the day is gone. I got to do something for somebody else. No, let go of the excuses. Stop letting you down. It's really the thing. I'm really into Eric Thomas, Dr. Eric Thomas. Y'all know E.T., the hip hop preacher from Detroit. He's like, you won't let other people down, but you let yourself down. You have high standards and high expectations of everybody else, and when it comes to you, no. You just like, oh, well, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I'll get to that next week. Okay, we're going to start Monday. Let go of the excuses. I'm being lazy, and so I just need to prioritize and make time. Don't beat yourself up. Because I'm the person. I could beat me up good. And back in the day, I really used to do a bang up job of beating me up. The teacher didn't have to beat me up. My mama didn't have to beat me up. My spouse didn't have to beat me up. My friend didn't have to beat me up. I beat me up enough. Like, seriously. So get have the hard conversation, as I say. Get in the mirror and talk to yourself like, girl, get your stuff together. Come on, get your life, boo, and let's do it. Say what you need to say, but then come away from that conversation with a decision that's going to put you in the direction of that thing that you want. So I'm going to skip to, since I'm here about excuses and I already mentioned walking, one of my things is releasing this weight, letting this weight go. One of the things that I know is that I've got to do some activity. Okay? Really, like, seriously, I got to do some activity. Yes, the doctor has helped me discover what I need to eat and all of that. And yes, I got to take the right vitamins and nutrients. And yes, I got to get the right amount of water. And yes, this sleepless person has to get some sleep. But I also got to get my butt up and do something. Yes, I always harder on myself than anyone could ever be. Yep, I know about it. So I gotta stop making excuses. Cause like I said, when I looked at myself now, I've always been told, oh, you're such a pretty girl. Or you got a pretty face. That was guys back in the day. You got a pretty face. And I got a pretty inner me as well. Don't worry, I'm fluffy. That's all right. But fluffy girls is in. But listen, when I look at my health, now over 50, when you get to 50, you go, okay, yeah. Let me look at my life and look at some things that I definitely have to do different. And listen, don't listen. Yes, it might be a little harder to release the weight when you're over 50, but it's not impossible. I see people doing it all the time. So don't pick that excuse up. Well, I'm over 50, or those of y'all, I'm over 40. Well, I had 4 babies. No, you can still do it. You also have a beautiful soul. Thank you. You can still do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how old you are. I don't care how old you are. There's something that you can do to improve your current situation. Be it mindset, be it your body. Whatever it is, there's something that you can do better. As long as you're on this side of the ground, you have an opportunity to change your life. But it starts with you letting go of the excuses. So, not that this is an excuse, but I some of you've heard my story that July 21st, I had 25 years with the government. Breathe. 25 years. And I make fun of that because I never thought I would. You will look up and your life will be much further down the road than you expected. I never expected to be with anybody because I hadn't found a job that I love just that much, except when I was working at the bank. But I hadn't found the job that I thought I'd be at until I was retirement age. Well, I'm not. My employer, excuse me, thank you, and Social Security Administration is like, you're not old enough to retire. But I'm ready. But I have to get some things in place. So I can't make excuses about, oh, I didn't put up enough money. Oh, my business isn't this or that. No, put aside the excuses, get the work done, and do what needs to be done. It's up to me. Listen, whatever that thing is, even if you're waiting on a relationship, can we talk about love? Even in your waiting on love, it ain't up to somebody else. You have control over that. And I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine, business partner. He was like, well, I thought such and such. No, sir, no. No. And what he said to me, the relationship coach, he said to the relationship coach, well, just focus in on your purpose. And, now, he's a realtor. So we talked about, what it looks like to buy a house, blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, so, just focus on that and love is going to find you. So it's you. You got to let go of the excuses about, I can't find a good man and ain't no good men out there. And no. Because I don't care how little, how tall, how short, how thick. I don't care about any of that. There's somebody who's going to love you. You ain't got to be, the dimensions have changed. Now it used to be 24, 36, 24. Now it's more like something crazy. you don't have to fit into a mold for somebody to love you. There's somebody who's going to love you. And if you wait on the right person to come into your life, then you'll have to experience some of the stuff that I did. But that starts with you. That starts with you focusing on your purpose, what you're supposed to be doing. Listen, it would do me no good to desire this person to come into my life knowing that I got books to write. When I'm be like, hey baby, I know we newlyweds, but listen, I need you to let me get away for 3 days so I can write this book. Now, that might be the story and the case later on down the road, but as a newlywed, nah. No, thank you. I need to get the books done now while I don't have that. Or in the situation, if you may be dating, get the work done that you're supposed to do as a single person, as an unmarried person. Somebody's like, single ain't in the Bible. Okay, unmarried. As an unmarried, especially women, get your finances together, get your purpose in order, because, and I say purpose because you can connect with somebody who is so far from your purpose and will try to pull you far from your purpose, whether it's intentional or not. No, you need to be operating in your purpose, because there's a level of person who, when you're walking in purpose, is not going to be able to distract you. I know some people, listen, I am not in a relationship by choice, because I know some people that's like, hey girl, what's up? No, I'm in my purpose, and some people can't pull me away from that. Not now, back in the day, yeah. Sorry, boo, you should have probably got with me back then. But now, no, not gonna happen. I'm looking for somebody that's, again, we're walking in purpose and we're walking down this path, and maybe we can hold hands as we walk down the path. Like, seriously. But no, let go of your excuses. Number eight, and I'm gonna let y'all go very, very soon. Number 8 is regret. There's one thing in my life that I wish I had made a different decision about. But in terms of regret, no. Now, I wanted to be married for life, to one person, that person. But I didn't have the tools. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have what I needed to make a choice. And believe me, it isn't that person wasn't a good person for me. But in terms of building a lifelong relationship, neither of us had those skills or tools. And so it didn't work. Even in those relationships, even in those marriages, I have relationships from each one of those that are still thriving, active, important to me to this day. Now, I know some people feel like we get divorced, we divorce from everybody. That ain't my philosophy. I still have relationships with certain people from each of those relationships because it was meant to be. These are people that were meant to be in my life. So I don't have regret about that. Sometimes wish it had been a little different, but not regret. Let go of regret. You can't go back to the past and change anything. Even the worst thing, if you've been to jail before, you can be remorseful. But even in that, as long as you came out and you're on the right path, doing what you need to do, don't regret it. And not regret to the place where, again, we're talking about emotions and things that shut you down. No, don't regret it. I wish I had never had to file a divorce, but I don't regret, Yeah, I understand the state in which I was in when I made each of those decisions. I understand and I know why I got divorced. But regret? No. But certainly learn the lesson, taking the lesson forward and sharing the lessons with you. Because even in that, my pain has purpose. Number nine. We almost at the end of the list, y'all. Number 9, toxic relationships. Let it go. Now I'm going to say something that is not going to be popular. Take it with a grain of salt. Do what you need to do for your life. Toxic relationships. Let them go. I don't care who it is. Did you hear me say I don't care who it is? I don't care who it is. Yeah, I wanted that to sit right there. Doesn't matter. If it's a parent, different when you got a spouse. But listen, if the relationship is so toxic that you label it toxic, I'm going to need you to fix it, work on it, get some counseling, do something, or make a decision that you're not going to live in toxicity. Worst case scenario, get you together. Kid, friend, family member, I don't care. If it's not God's best for your life, there's just some lessons that we don't have to learn. Some lessons that we don't have to take on. Listen, I know that's hard. Even with some relationships that I have. Distance. They don't have to be in your space 24/7. They don't have to always be in your life, in your ear, in your conversation. If it's toxic, put some space, pray about it, see what you need to do about it so that it doesn't affect your life. You're not meant to live like that. Can I say that and somebody like really receive? You're not meant to live that way. That is not the best for you. You're in an abusive relationship. I'm going to need you to understand that's not the best for your life. And you got to have a plan if you decide to get out, because sometimes abusive relationships escalate and become fatal. They move past toxic into being fatal. No marriage, no diamond ring, no house, no car is worth living in toxicity, living and being abused emotionally, physically, financially. None. It's somebody else out there. Don't feel like this is my last chance of love. It's not. There's somebody else out there that is probably waiting on you to get rid of the loser and get yourself together so that they can love you how you desire to be loved. That ain't popular. Sometimes I'm like, Lord, why I gotta say stuff like that? But it's real. Your life is not meant for you to, yes, we go through things and the experiences and the lessons, we learn them. But when you stay on purpose in something like that, again, if you are in an abusive relationship, you need an exit plan. But first, you got to make the decision that it's even worth it. Or I don't want to think about or. Ms. Core said, life is not a dress rehearsal. You only have one life to live. Live it in peace and not in pieces. That is so good. Don't live your life in pieces. Pieces of you, pieces of your self-esteem, pieces of body parts, pieces of your mind, pieces of your heart. No, you're supposed to live in peace. Believe me, I had not physically abusive spouses, plural, emotionally, mentally. One of my marriages was so traumatic that when I wrote for the book, I had to ask my sister because there are spaces of time I couldn't even remember what happened, what was going on. I couldn't tell you. Even to this day. So yeah, I I had to get out. And listen, I had to get out one morning in prayer because sometimes you make yourself stand in a situation because you holding on to that guilt, you holding on to that shame, you holding on to the woulda, shoulda, couldas. I spent my time, I spent my money, I spent my energy. The Lord said in prayer, let me be more specific, Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh said, if you don't leave, you're gonna die. I didn't know if he meant physically, spiritually, or otherwise. I was just like, oh, I gotta go. And it hurt. It hurt. Oh, it hurt so bad. But I was already hurting. So I was already hurt. And to hear him say that, I was just like a mess. But I was in a situation where, again, having a ministry and knowing that the Lord called me to prayer, this person would stand over me during intercessory prayer. Like I don't even know. I don't even know what they thought. Don't live in a toxic relationship because you think you have no other choices. Don't stay in a loveless situation because you don't think you have any other choices. I'm here to tell you, having survived divorce, not once, not twice, but 3 times, you can survive. And don't give me, oh, but you had this good government job, whatever. I still went down to 0. You can survive it. All right, Prophetess Cynthia said, people come into your life for 4 reasons: to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. You up to be true to yourself, put them where they really are, not where you want them to be. Absolutely. Where do they fit into your life? Like for real. So, toxic relationships, you got to let them go. It'll kill you. If it doesn't kill you literally, it'll kill your spirit. You'll be walking around dead. You'll be walking around just merely existing. I never want to get to the end of my life and say, I already look at what I've been through, but it's for purpose. So listen, we using it for purpose, like seriously, because I had to go through that so somebody else would know that they'd be able to go through it. Now, it was my choosing. Some people would say that was the life that you chose. Like before you get, I don't know about any of that because I plan to be one man's wife for life, and that didn't happen. So whatever the case was, those things happen. I'm using them for purpose so that you don't have to experience, either get into what, some of the things I experienced, or to help you see that there is a better way, to help you see that even if it ends in divorce, that you can still live a life that you love. Listen, when I got divorced December 5th, 2014, I was mad. I was mad at the world. I was mad at me. I was mad at him. I was just mad at everybody. Mad. I was like, single sucks. I remember going to Christmas dinner with my family, extended family, and just feeling lost. Fortunately, they really ministered to me. And I was like, okay. And this might not even be that particular Christmas. I think a year later, I was still like, single sucks. I hate this place. Oh my God. How did you let me get here? Why did you let me get with them? I mean, I went through it all. God is like, yeah, she my special kid. Because I just was like, I not the life that I wanted, you know, but a life designed to help somebody else be free. So um toxic, no. Number 10, and I'm gonna let you guys go. Let go. We're on National Let It Go Day. Let go of the pain of your past. Some of you want to be in relationships. Some of you want to be married again. Some of you want to love again, whether you are a man or a woman. But you have not let go of the pain of your past. You have not let go of that relationship. You have not let go of that one who did you dirty. You not let go of that one who divorced you and said they'd be with you forever. You not let go of that pain. They disappointed you. They let you down. They let you go. They betrayed you. Been there, done it. Been there, done it, as and experienced it. You got to let it go. All of it. And it is a process. I started off by saying healing is a process. So, I think about the one relationship where I spent so much time at the water. That summer, I wrote some deep stuff at the water because I was trying to. The Lord said, you got to forgive him. I was like, I didn't do nothing. He the one that did X, Y, and Z. Did you not? Now, please understand that any breakup, you got to take accountability and responsibility for your own actions. So I did have to look at me. I had to look at why I married the individual in the first place. I had to look at, what I enabled as behavior in the relationship. I had to look at all of that. I had to look at, ladies, let me help you. I had to look at the ways in which not intentionally, but the ways in which I was such the independent woman that I didn't allow him to be who he was supposed to be. Like, for real. I was such the independent woman that I was used to take care of me. What could some dude do for me? Okay, you here? All right. You gonna shovel the snow? You gonna pay some of the bills? All right. You gonna keep me warm at night? All right. You gonna go to church with me sometime? All right. Accountability and responsibility for your role. Hard thing to do. But you got to be honest. Yeah, hard thing to do. But you got to be honest, or else you're taking that into the next relationship. And why? If it didn't work in that relationship, why would you want to take it into the next relationship? You have to make assessments and evaluations and all of that so that you can learn how to let it go. So, the pain of your past, don't be prisoner to the pain of your past. You can be free. You can live again. You can love again. And here's the thing. You have to heal in such a way that you open your heart up to somebody else, knowing that you could be hurt all over again. Somebody ain't gonna feel me on that. But yeah, you have to heal that much. I'm a dancer. I wasn't necessarily an athlete like football, baseball, basketball, anything like that. Track star, none of that. That was an answer. Fortunately, I never got injured other than like a sprained ankle. But when you hurt yourself, say you have an injury, especially like a sports injury, some you can recover from, some you cannot. But in order for you to allow that healing process to happen, you at a point, you have got to trust that you've healed and you get out there like it never happened. I hope somebody heard me on that. You have to get back out there and trust it. One of the movies that I like Love and Basketball, but the other movie was Just Right with Queen Latifah and Common. And you know, he was a star. He had this sports injury and he was nursing it. He was making it such that he didn't all right, bless you. Have a great night. Love you more. Um he was kind of nursing it and pulling back and not putting his all into it. You have to heal in such a way that you almost virtually forget that the pain, the injury happened. So you can be open to utilize it in such a way so that you can be open to love in such a way like you've never been hurt before. And so that's one of the things, especially when I talk about relationship, what I want you to do is to heal in such a way, make better choices, definitely better decisions about relationships and who you connect yourself with, but in such a way that you're not like, all right, so when is he gonna do X, Y, and Z? No, not waiting for the rug to be snatched up under you, not waiting for the bottom to fall out. You got to be open to love again so that you can really truly experience it, and you can draw when your heart is broken. Your head does not work right. How do I know? Been there, done that, because my heart was broken. My head clearly wasn't working right. And I went to the justice of the peace. My heart was broken because my head wasn't working right. And I made a decision to marry somebody who, when I come to myself, I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Why did I marry that person? Because your heart was broken and you drew somebody broken to you, and it was a broken mess of a relationship. That's what it was. So you have to be careful. Love is a chance, and I think if one wants to love, then it's a chance we still have to take, of course, with better choices. Yeah. And I think we take calculated risks, especially the older you get. At a point, you're like, yeah, what 53-year-old Tisha tolerated is totally different from 35-year-old Tisha. Okay, like seriously. And so you should learn as you grow older, as you experience more, you should learn so that you make different choices, so that you can make better decisions about your life, so you can't stay stuck in that pain. I can't, when I stand before the Lord, say, Lord, I was waiting on that husband and he never came, because he'll say, well, you never healed. And so the man that I had for you, you were so tore up from the flow up that I couldn't bring him to you because you would have chased him away. Like, let me heal layers and layers, because healing is a choice. It's a process, layers and layers of healing. So I don't, in my next relationship, don't have to deal with the abandonment and rejection. Is it in the back of my mind at times? Sometimes it might be, but I have to understand where that comes from and have the necessary tools to deal with it, which I do. So listen, your pain does have purpose. Absolutely. Your destiny is greater than your disaster. That's good, Prophetess Cynthia. Yes. it's bigger and it's better and there's more. And here's the thing. Just as much work as you're putting into healing yourself, you're gonna have to work when you get into that relationship. You're gonna have to work when you get married. It's work, it's meaningful, it's beautiful. Marriage is ministry, but you gotta work. It's not gonna I would be foolish to think. Nah, listen, my smoochie, I haven't found another name for him. Smoochie. When you come, but see, I know he's gonna be a phenomenal man because I've sown into that. I know he's gonna be great because I've sown into that. But to expect that my life is just gonna be a breeze and I don't have to do no work, no, it's still going to be work because two people coming together to become one. That's work. That's work. We can have the same kind of ideas about life and love and what we want to do financially and all of that, but it's still work. Bringing two people together to become one is work. But it can be beautiful, it can be meaningful, it can be amazing. And so you can only sit in that space, stand in that space when you've taken time to heal. And I I'm still working on a few areas. But I'm excited because I know that I'm going to have the love of my lifetime. So listen, if you're here, you're listening, whether it's via replay or you're here live and you're like, yeah, I do. I need to let some stuff go and you don't know how, you don't know how to begin, you don't know what to do, then I want to help you. I created, actually last year, created a masterclass, just didn't, I don't know, do it. Created a masterclass to help you begin your healing journey or go along on your healing journey so that especially those areas that you know you need to attend to, that you can start to do that. We'll give you some resources and tools. I'm going to do that in another form of a master class. I'm also creating a membership that's going to start July 1st. I don't have a link because I didn't plan on coming on live today, but I'm creating a membership for, and it's called Him First for Women. And so we're going to talk about all of the hymns in your life, previous hymns, your father, your brother, someone from your past. We're going to talk about, and ultimately your relationship with the Most High. We're going to talk about that because there's a space inside of you that belongs to your creator. And if you haven't filled that space, no body, no thing, no money, no career, no car, no house, nothing can fill that space but your creator. And so we're going to talk about the relationships, the hymns in your life. And that's why it's called Him First for Women. It's going to be a membership. You'll get weekly teaching. We'll have lessons. We'll have just all kinds of fun stuff. It ain't going to be all stuffy and all of that. It's going to be really fun, very interactive as the world begins to open up. We're going to do some in-person things, but now we're doing virtual stuff and that's cool with me. But if you're interested, then inbox me or you can comment below and we definitely will reach back out to you. The launch date is July 1st. So you'll be seeing more about that very, very soon. Looking forward to it. So excited about it. And if you saw the graphic, that's I think I put the logo on there. But super excited about it. Looking forward to taking this journey with the ladies. And I'm walking this journey with you too, because again, until this finger is empty, until I get a ring on the finger, and get a date and all that kind of good stuff, I'm still on this journey with you. So, for some people, they're gonna be like, and that's okay because you're not who I'm talking to. But there will be some people that want to take the journey too. So I'm super excited about that and can't wait to share that with you. The ladies are excited because I'm also including the ladies of the ministry as part of the class as well. So, you'll be listening to different experts. Those of you who may be a part of my social media know that I'm launching a TV show September 1st. So I'm super excited about that. And we're going to be talking about things that concern women as well. But we're going to kick this off with this membership, Him First for Women. I'm super excited to be sharing that with you. Looking forward to some amazing things. 2022 is my prayer that we'll actually have our first conference. I think it's called Emerge. At least that's part of what the next book is going to be. But yeah, that was the intent, especially when we launched the first book, which the first book is After Him Emerge. Contact me if you want a copy of that. But emerge, because even though you've been through this heartache and this pain, this guilt, this shame, you can emerge. And so I have a super dope example of what it looks like to emerge. Though you've been through some pretty excruciating things, some pretty traumatic things, you still are able to emerge and be all that you were created to be and live the life that you always desire. So reach out to me, listen, inbox me or comment below again, and I definitely will connect with you so that we can get you on the right path. And listen, if it's not for you, then share this with somebody who may be in that situation, who may need a little extra support. I know that though places are opening up, there's some people that ain't never going inside the four walls of a church. Can we be honest? They're not. And so I want to be able to help, not just, naturally, but of course, spiritually, because that's who I am. So, all right, you guys, this will bless women from all walks of life. We'll definitely share. Thank you, Miss Cora. I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Didn't mean to stay on this long, but listen, it was Let It Go, and I wanted to make sure somebody got some good ideas about what they need to let go of. So, listen, I know, look, on the East Coast as well, wherever you are, it might not be the next day yet, but go ahead, or at least before you lay down tonight, think about a couple things that you want to let go, and at least begin to think about what it is that you need to let go of, and some possible ways that you can let those things go, or some things that you can begin doing in order to let that stuff go. All right, you guys, I appreciate you so much. Again, if you're watching replay, you can comment like you're here, and I will definitely respond to you. But thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I appreciate you all. Love you, love you, love you. Have a great and awesome night, and I will definitely see you guys soon. All right. Good night.